Hello everyone, I'm going to show you how I would edit a really simple video from start to finish, and this is all just using the completely free version of CapCut. So let's get cracking. To start, I can either go to existing projects here, so these are ones that I've already been working on, or I can create a new project by clicking on Create Project. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to click on Import up here to bring in our footage or photos. And you want to navigate to wherever the media is saved on your hard drive. And I'm just going to grab all of these and click Import. So I've got a range of just random stuff I've shot here to make this video. What I've done is some just random shots of the synthesizer, and then I've done a little piece to camera where I do a bit of talking. So I would usually start with that, the bit that has the talking, and to edit it, I bring it down here into what you call the timeline. Now it's already adjusted this to be vertical because it has detected that that's how I shot the video, but it's not always right. If it's not, you can come down here to this button here where it says ratio, click on that, and you can change the ratio. So if I click on 16:9, or I can go 1:1, it's now made it square, but we want to be verticals, so I'll just click back on here, and 9:16 is what you want for vertical reels. So boom, now we've got it back to vertical. This is what you call the playhead that I'm moving around here, and what I can do is move that anywhere in the clip, and to play I just press spacebar. So I'll just bring it back to the start and I'll hit play.
Hello, this is an example video. I'm going to show you how to use CapCut, do some cool things like add B-roll, transitions, add some text and captions, and how to export. Let's get cracking.
Righto, so a few things that you would usually do. I'm going to trim the start because it's a bit strange while I'm getting ready to talk, and I'm going to trim the end, and then I'll cut something out from the middle just to show you how you would do that. So to trim the start, it's really easy. I'll just bring the playhead back to the start, and I'm just going to zoom in a bit by clicking over here on the right, just so that it's a little bit easier to see. So that just zooms in on the clip, and I'm just going to play and find where I want to cut to.
Hello.
So I want to go to where it says hello, and it's right about there, I think. So press spacebar.
Hello, this is...
Yep, so that's good. So an easy way to do the start is just to come down here till you see this little icon in the bottom left corner, and just click and drag to where you want to cut to. Cool. So now if I bring that playhead back to the start and press space.
Hello, this is an example video.
Cool. So we've got the start, how we want it. Now if I scroll across to the end.
And how to export.
So that's where I want to cut to. So I just do the exact same thing but in reverse. And I just click and drag it all the way across. Cool. So we've got the start and the end done. And now I'm just going to cut out a few chunks from the middle just to show you how you do that. So
example video, I'm going to show you how to use CapCut.
So let's just say I want to cut where I say that line. I'll just take it to where I want to do. I'm just going to zoom in again so you can see. So if I want to cut from here, I can do it in two ways. I can either come up to here where it says split and just click that. Boom. And now we've split it into two different clips. Now let's go to where I want to cut to.
I'm going to show you how to use CapCut.
Cool, so I'm going to cut to there. So I can hit split to do that, or I can do Control B or Command B if you're on a Mac. So let's do that. Boom. So now I can just click on this middle clip and hit backspace or delete, and it's gone. So if I play from here, you'll see that it just cuts now.
Video, do some cool things like add.
Cool. So now what I want to do is I want to cover some of this with my B-roll, which is what this footage is up here. So let's just click around and find one that might be good. Okay, let's say we want to use this one. I just click and drag, and if I drag it down here, I can put it anywhere I want. Let's just say I want to put it around here. Cool. So as you can see, it has put it in to our timeline, but it's not rotated the right way. So you can rotate that either by clicking and dragging on this icon here, or you come over here to the right and you go to rotate up here. So you can either just key it in. I think it's just going to need 90 degrees. Cool. So that's the right way around. And so obviously the size isn't right here either. So I would just either go scale here on the side here and just drag that till it fits. Or I can just actually do it by clicking and doing it in this window here. Cool, so that's the right size now. I'll just play from here and we'll edit it to fit.
Do some cool things like add B-roll, transitions.
Okay, so let's say I only want to go to there. I would just click on this clip and go split. Alright, so that's the right size. Let's just watch it back.
Do some cool things like add B-roll, transitions.
So if I play that back, you can see it's a bit wobbly at the start.
Do some cool things like
there. So I'm just going to put the playhead about there. And I'm going to do what I did before and just trim that up there. And then click and drag this down here. Let's see if that's better.
Do some cool things like add B-roll.
Okay, so it's not quite long enough. I'm just going to drag it out a little bit.
Do some cool things like add B-roll.
Righto, so if we're happy with that, now let's add some music to go underneath. So I come up here and click on audio, and now I can use anything in here that says free. So you got to make sure that you use the ones that say free because we're not paying for the pro version. But let's use the search feature to find a song. And let's say I want like a reggae song. So I'll go reggae. Just going to hit enter on that. Cool, and now we've got some reggae songs. I can't see any that are free here. There we go, there's one that's free there. So let's have a listen. So let's say we're happy with that. I just click, drag, bring it down here, and boom, now we've got our song in there. Cool, so let's go back to the start and just have a quick listen. Okay, so first of all, obviously it's way too loud because you can't hear what I'm saying. So let's adjust that. Make sure you're clicked on the song here. Anything that you click on in the timeline can then be manipulated up here, and you've got all sorts of different options. The options will change depending on what you're trying to edit. So if I click on this clip here of me talking, now these change to things that I can use to edit this bit. But we want to change the volume, so I'll click on the song, and I can just come up here to volume and drop it. Let's try about there.
Hello, this is an example.
It's too quiet, so we'll go split the difference.
Hello, this is an example video.
And so as you can see, our song is in, but it's quite long. If I zoom out, you'll see it's going to be much longer than our little video. So we want to cut that up, do our tried and true click and drag. Cool, so our song fits, but it's probably going to be a bit abrupt at the end because it's not the end of the actual song. Let's listen to that. Okay, so it does just cut right out. So let's fade that out. And to do that, you just hover down here until you see that little black circle there. And then you click and drag however you want to. Leave it like that. Let's play that back.
And some text and captions and how to export.
Cool. So it now fades out. Just zoom back out. If we want to fade in, you just do the exact same thing over here. Cool. Okay, so we've got our music in. Let's add some captions. To do that, we just come up to the top here and click on captions. And what's really cool is you can just generate them with this auto captions feature. So all I need to do is just come down here to generate, and then it'll just take some time to generate the captions. All right, so you can see it's added our captions in here. These may have some errors, especially with a Kiwi accent. So what we want to do is we just want to highlight those, come over up the top here and click on captions, and here are all our captions. So those are fine as is, but maybe we want to make them stand out a bit more. So we come up here to text, and now we can change the style. We could do something like this one and put it under white. Here's the black and white. We've got some cool colors. We can resize it by doing that. We can also come up here to templates. So if I click on templates, I can pick from any of the ones that don't say pro. Let's try this one.
Hello, this is an example video.
Cool. So let's say we're happy with that. We've got our captions in place. Now let's say we want to add some text at the end to maybe promote our website or something like that. just come up here to text, and you can either grab default text here and put it down here, or there are a bunch of text templates if you click on here. Right, so again, if you're on the free option, you can only pick the ones that don't say Pro. So let's just have a look. Let's say we want to use this one here. I just need to click and drag it down onto our timeline and drop it. And now, if I play from here, cool, so there's our text. So we want to change that. I just need to either click up here, or I can just double click on the text itself in this window. And let's say it's Josh is synth planet. Maybe that's my business, and I'll grab another bit of text from over here. So we want this one, click and drag that, and if I want it to, I can click and put it on top, and you'll see that they're both there now. Bring this down here, and let's say that's my synth.co.nz. A little bit random, but that's our text. Cool. Let's say we want that music to go over that. Just click and drag that to make it go to the length. And now, export. Now let's pretend that I want a shot that I haven't actually captured myself. To do that, we just come up here and we want to go to media. So this is my media here, but what I can do is come down to library, click on that, and here is a bunch of stock footage that we can use. Again, like always, we can't use the ones that are marked with Pro, but let's say I want a shot of a sunset for whatever reason. You press enter, and boom, I've got a bunch of sunset shots I can use. If I click on any of them, it will start to preview it over here. So pick one of those. Let's say I want to pick this one. I click and I drag it down and drop it. So this is obviously shot in landscape, and we're editing a vertical video. So I just want to make sure that that's big enough to fit. I want to move that over, and let's trim it up. So we want it for about that long. Cool, let's watch that back.
And add some text and captions.
Cool, so a little bit random, but let's say we're happy with that. So finally, let's export our video. And to do that, we just come up here to this blue export button, hit that, and we want to give it a name that we know, synth vid. You can choose where you want it to save to. And for the video, you want it to be 1080p, and then all of this you can just leave as is, and everything else looks good. So let's just click export.
Hello, this is an example video. Do some cool things like add B-roll, transitions, add some text and captions, and how to export.
Okay, so the video doesn't make any sense, but hopefully you get the drift. So if I click on open folder here, it'll open up the folder, and that is our vid, and now it is ready to upload. I hope that that was helpful. Obviously there's heaps more you can do with CapCut than just that, but those are kind of the most crucial techniques that I use in most videos, and just with those techniques you can do a really, really cool reel. It doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. Cool, take it easy.